poppin', welcome. My name is Sneh, and today we are going to be talking about 10 things that I absolutely hate about acting. For those that don't know, I am an actor by profession. I have a BA in live performance. I've been on 3 TV shows, and these are the things that I've learned about acting that I absolutely despise. But before we get into that, have you subscribed? You gotta subscribe, okay? Please subscribe. Thank you. So the first thing that I hate about acting, that I feel like everyone else also feels the same way, is the constant rejection. Having to go for auditions and not get the role, having to go for auditions and get a different role, getting a smaller role, getting smaller rates. You know, getting your character cut off the show very shortly. Like, that is also a form of rejection. Agencies rejecting you. Like, I honestly get so discouraged and so annoyed by that. It's like it takes forever for you to end up like getting to a point where you have a role and you're performing and you're getting paid adequately, and you know you are happy with your situation. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it takes minutes, and I don't know about you, but honestly, like, I think it sucks. I hate it, and I wish God would just, I wish God would just come through for both of us, you and I, because during this new year, I wish God would just come through for us, you get me? The second thing is having to fake emotions. As an actor, you're gonna have those days where, like, you're not happy, you're not really in the mood to be like smiling. You can't even like master a smile because of what you're going through in real life, and you find that you're playing a character who's getting married, they're excited, it's the happiest day of their life, and you're going through the most, and your character is just, your character is just upbeat and happy, and you kind of have to just, not be you, not be in your feels, not go through and feel what you're feeling. You kind of have to just like suppress yourself, stop being you, and just go and do something else, be someone else, be happy, chappy. Like, yeah, it's, I mean, I feel like it's, you could say like it's therapeutic, but sometimes like you just want to feel. It takes a toll on you to have to, try to master up those emotions when you really don't want to, when you really don't feel like it. The next thing is you have to put yourself out there for judgment. It starts from auditioning. You are putting yourself out there for someone to judge your acting skills, your knowledge, your experience. And it can be very hard. Like, you have to go through layers and layers and layers of departments after department after department of people who are just scrutinizing and judging you, and sometimes they're doing it in your face, and I don't know, that's a very uncomfortable thing for me. And also just, having like, being like on a big television show, and there's like 2 million people that are talking about you and your looks and your body and your face and your acting and your accent, everything. Like, just having to go through like people talking about whether or not you can act, whether or not you did this right, whether or not you look this good, people just judging you off of what they see on TV. Like, you're literally just putting yourself out there for people to just judge you constantly, and it's so hard, especially with audiences. Some of them are very heartless, some of them don't really know how to differentiate you and the character, the fiction from the real. The fact that if they're coming to you in real life, scrutinizing you or saying anything about you on social media, even, like, they are talking to a human being, they are talking to a person who has feelings, and feelings that can get hurt. So putting yourself out there for people to judge you, whether it's in the industry or outside on social media, audiences and all of that, that's something I really feel like I really wish I could have prepared myself for, like, thoroughly, because it really took me aback a bit when I first got into the industry. And I mean, I'm used to it now, but it still kind of does suck. The next thing is dealing with imposter syndrome. I personally experienced imposter syndrome when I first went on Magango. For those who don't know, imposter syndrome is basically just feeling like, you know, you're an imposter in a situation where you are not, you know. Like I auditioned, I went through the audition phase, I did everything the right way, I went to school, I can act, I deserve to be there, but you just kind of feel like, you know, you don't deserve to be there. And kind of like you snuck in even when you didn't. Like, even after you've made it in the industry, especially if you get a big role and you're still new and, you know, you're starting out, like, you're gonna get a lot of imposter syndrome. Brace yourself for that. Just, you know, that feeling of like, do I really deserve to be here? Like, why did they pick me? Like, what do I have that someone else doesn't have, you know? Like, that thing is, it sucks so bad. Whenever someone, like, you know, says anything, you're always gonna take it to heart. If you have imposter syndrome, you're always gonna say, oh, so my acting is that bad, that mistake that I made is that bad, like maybe I shouldn't be here, you know. You might even think like, oh, maybe I should just quit and just give up, because why am I even here? And you find out you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong happening. It's just your brain playing tricks on you. And I still have that. I still constantly get that every time. Like, even if someone acknowledges me, I still feel that way. So it's something that I need to work on, because I serve a living God. I serve a big God, and why would I feel like I'm an imposter in a situation where he put me in? Like he makes mistakes. He doesn't make mistakes. I need to pray, ask God for forgiveness for disrespecting him, because that's very disrespectful. Next thing is the unstable income. When it comes to this industry, I see a lot of celebrities, actors begging their fans for money, because we don't really get that much. We don't get as much as people think we do. You get like a normal salary. Like, there's nothing scary about like an average actor's salary. Sometimes the scary part is the fact that it's very, very low. Sometimes it is scary, but not in the way that you're thinking. So like the biggest problem with this industry is that, you know, you have 6-month contract, and you don't know after that 6-month contract if your contract is gonna get renewed, if they're gonna kill your character. If like they do kill your character, when are you gonna get your next role? And also this thing of, you know, being a call actor, where you only get paid per call, you only get paid per day you come to set. They could call you once a week, they could call you once a month, they can call you every single day the whole month. So you, as an actor, you can make 200 today, 200,000 the next day, and that is so effed up. And that is so messed up, because, you know, you can't really plan your things well, because you have like 6 months and you don't know if after that 6 months what's gonna happen. You know, you might have like a nice good income, you're earning like 50K for 6 months, and then after that you don't have a job for 3 years. You get me? So yeah, the income is very unstable, and oh my God help us all. Amen. The next thing is unpredictable schedules. These schedules make it difficult to make plans in the long term. So if you have an acting job and you have a 12-month contract, you can't plan for 6 months ahead. You can't plan for a vacation 6 months ahead. You can't, you know, plan for basically anything 6 months ahead, because the schedules are always changing, and you never really get like an advanced schedule, or like what's gonna happen in the 12 months or in 6 months. You're only gonna get like maybe like a week schedule, and that week schedule is subject to change at any time. They can give you a schedule and you're not on the schedule the whole week, and then they just call you on a random Wednesday and tell you, we need you to be on set at 9 a.m. and now it's like, I'm in Cape Town, what do you mean you need me at 9 a.m.? So you always just constantly need to be on standby. And also, like, you know, like sometimes the communication is really bad, so you find they're working on the schedule and then they call you like a couple of hours before you're needed on set. They call you like a day before you're needed on set, and you've already made plans and you have to cancel your plans because you need to go on set. And you can't really plan for anything because you don't know what's going to happen on that day, because you might plan for a vacation and find that whole week that you were supposed to be on vacation, you need to be on set. So yeah, the unstable schedules, the yay. And one thing about when they say it's subject to change, you plan for something, say I have a doctor's appointment in the morning because my call time is going to be later around 12. Then they push your call time to 5 a.m. Now you can't go to the doctor anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making an example. Obviously, doctors visit this, they'll probably give you like, grace. But yeah, with stuff like that, sometimes you can't just say like, I'm gonna do this in 3 months. I'm not gonna be around when, because things might just change on set and you might be needed. So yeah, that's something that don't even get me started on that. I have had so many times where I am inconvenienced because I planned things and I did things and I went somewhere and I ended up being needed on set, and I ended up having to scramble to get transport to come back or cancel plans and all of that, and miss important stuff just because I was needed on set. Next thing is long, exhausting days on set. Guys, you can be on set the whole ass day. Usually normal time on set is 12 hours, so it could be 12 hours of straight up acting, constant costume changes, makeup. Like, you can be on your feet the whole day as an actor. Like, you are running to makeup, running to wardrobe, running to do your scene, rehearsing lines. Like, you can just be all over the place for 12 hours. Like, so like some set days can be very long, and the call time sometimes can be very weird. You might find that you are on set from like the afternoon until like the next morning. The call time could be 3 and estimated at 3 p.m. and estimated wrap is 3 a.m. So like now, like, you are on set until 3 a.m. and you've been on set until like the afternoon, and it's early morning now, you're half asleep and you still have to do your lines, and last time you ate was 6 o'clock when they served dinner. So like, yeah, a lot goes on there on set. So the long days, especially if you have a lot of scenes, or even if you're just there to just sitting the whole day waiting for your scene, it does get very tiring. So if you want to be an actor, one thing I'm going to tell you is you are going to have long days. Prepare yourself for long days. It's not all fun and dandy. Sometimes it's very exhausting, sometimes it's very tricky, it's very difficult. Sometimes it can take a lot out of you. That one day can take a lot out of you, trust me. So you need to prepare yourself for that if you want to be an actor. Next thing that I really, really hate, oh my god, is something that some people like to call hurry up and wait. It's when you are called on set. Let's just say maybe they call you at 6 a.m. They say, please make sure that you are on set at 6 a.m. By, let's just say 6 a.m. you're on set, and then by 7 o'clock you are done with your makeup and wardrobe, and you're just sitting and waiting for your scene, and you only get to shoot at 3 p.m. You got on set on time, you did your makeup on time, everything was done on time, but your scene was shot late. You literally basically just came to set to wait. And guys, I know a lot of people don't understand this, because it's just like you are sitting, but like you are sitting and waiting. It's like sitting in a car traveling long distance. Like, you are sitting and waiting to arrive to your destination, but you get tired, right? So it's literally the same thing. Like, it is so exhausting. Like, I never thought like I could just be exhausted by just sitting, because like it's not the same as sitting at home, because like you're literally just sitting there preparing yourself for your scene, waiting for your scene, and just like hoping like it comes soon, and then it comes like 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 hours later. So sometimes it gets very exhausting, and you never understand like, why do they call me at 6 if they were only gonna need me at 3? Like, they could have called me at 12, they could have called me at 1, but they decided to call me at 6 a.m. It's so exhausting, so annoying. But it's, something that you have to prepare yourself for as an actor, in this industry. Anything can happen. Scenes take long. Some scenes get, moved around, and you might find like they ended up moving your scene too much later. Sometimes you might even find you are the first and last scene. So you are the first scene at like 8 o'clock in the morning when they start shooting, and the last scene at like 8 p.m. when they finish shooting. So you literally went and did your first scene and waited until 8 in order for them to finish shooting, in order for you to do the last scene. And it could be for a number of things. You might find yours is a night scene, or there's someone who needs to leave at some point, and just because you didn't say you have to leave before 8, you're gonna sit there and wait. Another thing that it's not the industry's fault, but it is something that is very, very devastating, and it's something that I'm sure everyone who is in the industry absolutely hates, and that is not knowing when your next job will come. You can get a gig today, get a very good gig, you are earning a lot of money, and you are getting a lot of call times, a lot of screen time, people are recognizing you when you go to the mall and all of that, and then the next thing, that role is gone. And now you're back to being a professional auditioner, constantly auditioning. You can even audition every week and nothing happens. You don't get a role, or you get like small roles where you only go on set twice and they never call you again. Or you have like a short film that you're shooting, and then you go shoot for a week and then you're done, and you never know, like, and then you don't get another like big role or like consistent role for years. So you never know when your next job is gonna come, because also the industry is very tricky, especially for actors, because if there's a new show that's coming, they need someone specific for a certain role. It's not like sound or camera or directing or casting or makeup, where anybody can do it. And as long as the show is running, they always gonna need a makeup artist. But just because the show is still running doesn't mean that they're gonna need a certain character. So it's like, and your job can end anytime, just like that, job over, and you have to start from scratch. And so yeah, that's something about, I think that was one of the most devastating parts about it, is that you can be at the top one day, and the next day you're back at the bottom. You have to just start from the bottom. You have to start from the bottom, try to look any and every way to find something, and you're probably even just gonna do like whatever you can just to get by, and it's very sad. It's actually very, very sad. And then the last thing is emotional burnout. I've kind of touched a bit on this, but just having to use your emotions at work in ways that you might not even do in real life. Your character could be going through a lot of tragic things that you have not experienced. You could be a 20-year-old playing a 27-year-old married woman who has cancer, just had a miscarriage, and her husband is cheating on her. Like, that's things that you as a 20-year-old have never really experienced, and you're not really like emotionally capable of handling that. And like, you are finding yourself in that emotional state where you are going through all of those things, and it really burns you out. Like, you really just feel, there's this certain tired that actors have after a long day on set, especially after doing emotional scenes. Like, you are finished. Like, everything is finished, everything is tired. You don't even want anything at the end of the day. Like, you are so emotionally burnt out. Like, you find yourself sad, angry, annoyed. You are so irritable because of the scenes that you're playing, because of that character that you're playing who's going through a lot. Like, it is so stressful, and it's so like it takes a toll on your emotions, and it takes a toll on you emotionally. And it's quite exhausting. It is quite exhausting. Emotional burnout from things that you yourself are not even going through. You find yourself, you are so sad, and everything in your life personally is going just fine. And yeah, that's another kind of time that you really don't want to experience in this lifetime. Hey, if you want to be an actor, prepare yourself for that. You must definitely prepare yourself for things like that. And you know, there's a lot more that happens on set that isn't all nice and rosy. Like being on set, being an actor on set, even if you're not an actor, whatever it is that you do on a TV, movie set, theater, whatever, there's so many things that happen in this industry that are so messed up that you need to prepare yourself for, because wow, it's a lot. You know, it's an amazing industry. It's fun. It's oh guys, this industry is amazing. If you have the thick skin, if you have the heart, join this industry. But if you don't, please, you will die. Please, you're not gonna survive if you do not have the heart. So please, if you're gonna join this industry, make sure that you have thick skin and you have a heart, because it's not all nice and amazing and fun and acting. You know, sometimes you do go through it a lot, and some days are not great days. Some days will take a toll on you. Some days will be ruined. Some days of yours will be ruined, and you sometimes you feel like, I never want to act again ever in my entire life. But hey, industry guys. Thank you for coming to my little rant. Thank you for coming to my TED talk. Have you subscribed? You should subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing. Comment below something you hate about acting, or something you love about acting, and comment below that I look pretty today. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.